Get through this day, Kobe. To hear from Immortal support, let's check in with Freak, who's standing by on the red side.
Thank you very much. I'm here with the lifesaver of Immortals, Adrian. So first things first, I want to talk to you about that game, because coming in, you're undefeated, Renegades are having a horrible season, and it looked really bad, honestly, for you guys. What happened?
I don't even know what went wrong. Like, it felt really bad, but we kept really calm and like, we're just a better team, so we played better. We made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, so we just stayed calm and came back from it.
Yeah, for what it's worth, you guys were actually tied in gold, or actually mostly ahead in gold for almost that entire game despite the kill deficit. Were you aware of that? I know you said you were remaining calm, but were you aware that you were actually winning most of that game?
Yeah, we were aware of winning the whole game. Like, we had more towers, more CS, like, our wave control was way better than them. They just kept trying to go for the kills and, like, try to snowball from that, but it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, of course it didn't. I want to talk to you then about your specific champion pool, because you play exclusively Janna and Soraka right now. I guess you had like a Braum game or something at one point, but I find it interesting because no one else plays those champions. So how do you like find ways to innovate on these champions to make sure that you're like playing the right things, that your stuff is current?
I just play what's strongest in solo queue. Like, Janna Soraka is the strongest solo queue champion, so they should be able to translate the competitive because they're such a strong champion that like I'm confident in these champions.
Do you think that translates to other roles as well, or just support?
I think every role is like that. Like, what's strong in solo queue can be what's strong in competitive.
So we're gonna see Udyr like all next week, right, from Reignover. Is that what's happening?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. All right. Then final question for you guys. 11-0. I asked this question last week for Turtle, but who's the first team that's gonna stop you?
I don't think any team can stop us, but if there's a team that can stop us, it's probably gonna be CLG.
CLG's the team's gonna stop you. All right, Adrian, thank you very much. Congrats on the win. Good job on 11-0. We're gonna send it down to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Freak. And words of wisdom, competitive
Solo
words of
queue
wisdom.
is-
Just play what's strong in solo queue.
I want to see Yi, I want to see Zhao.
Right?
I want to see, like.
Wow, let's get
I'm
those
gonna be
Shyvanas in
disappointed.
here. Just farm up.
about it,
Devour jungles left and right. Udyr, I would love to see it
There is
all.
a certain level of like, hey, if this champion's really strong in challenge or solo queue, then you can find a way to make it work if you're willing to kind of break the confines of a normal game. Like farm heavy junglers, for instance, typically don't work in especially like Korean pro play, but they're very successful in any solo queue.
They have elements that make them strong champions. It's just about finding how to play them in competitive. Adrian's done that with his support play. Everyone else struggling a little bit more.
There is one point I really do like from that is just that the comfort, right? If you play something all day in solo queue, you're super comfortable in it. You know the champion in and out. You're going to be more comfortable translating that to competitive, right? So it's like practicing for pro play while he's doing a solo queue, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and he absolutely does exude confidence and comfortability on the champions that he picks up. I want to dive into this game. Another very strange game for us today. Immortals looking perhaps the sloppiest they've looked this whole season.
Yep.
And at the same time, though, it seemed as though Renegades were also, making mistakes left and right. They were gifted a few pretty early or sweet early advantages, and they weren't quite capitalizing on them the way they should.
Agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely this is probably the weakest game that Immortals has had as far as that goes, especially when you take in consideration they're playing the last place team. This should have been something where they really just kind of like exert their dominance,
Which they said they were going to do in the past, right? But they haven't been doing that. I do have to just really quickly point out before we get into the game, compliment Renegade's draft, because previously their weakness is like, hey, they can't have initiation. Freeze is the only one who can do something. And they made damn sure that like the team was going to be able to fight. They could get fights, and they did find some fights throughout.
Yep, Gragas, Malphite, Ori, no shortage of engaged there. Now let's dive into the game. Let's talk a little bit, or point out a few of these early game mistakes by Immortals. I want to look particularly at the early TP by Huni down to the bot lane when Crumbs invades the jungle. We have it here up on your screen. Walk me through this, because a fair number of things go incorrectly.
Yeah. So we can roll the clip, and Crumbs is coming in here. He's actually able to sneak the ward in as Reignover's checking the bot. So this is like the dream situation for Crumbs. This is really clever, and he's able to get there. Unfortunately, it ends up going pretty tragic as he does come around and isn't able to hit the body slam. Had he hit that, I think this could have gone really well for them. As they see him come in, though, this is where we should have seen the TP.
Yeah, and the TP should have been pretty much immediate if they're looking to collapse, not after Hakuho is there, because then Reignover is getting collapsed by Adrian, and they push super hard for this. He flashes to miss an E on Rumble, and all of this, that's a level 3 top laner coming in. Yes, they force flashes, but they do not get kills, and just because they got invaded doesn't mean they had to over-invade. Like, Azale was saying while we're watching this game, like, how bad did they think Renegades was that was going to work? But what really hurt Renegades and made them not be able to capitalize is what RF does with this wave.
Yeah, and I mean, this is, okay, you see him TP bot, you need to be pushing this wave. This is the advantage that he has been gifted. The fact that they went bot, weren't able to get anything from it. They even stopped Huni's back. As you can see, he still hasn't even started backing, and then they actually stop it again. RF is still not pushing the wave. He needs to be shoving this in, denying the CS to the turret, and getting his advantage top lane from this. As a top laner, when they go bot, you should be able to get a massive advantage from this and really start to move that in towards the rest of the game. And he just didn't get anything.
Yeah. And the worst part is he changed his mind halfway through. Like, even if he does freeze, at least the enemy minions kill some of his. Yeah. But he started shoving it later, and even though Huni got his recall interrupted after the incredibly long overchase, he still caught a cannon and about 10 minions when he got back up there and just catapulted him ahead of the Malphite when there's no way that should have happened.
Yeah, he equalized, if not grew a CS advantage by returning to
already
lane
in a favorable matchup
after that. So that's just an example of one of the many mistakes made by both teams in this game. You could expound beyond that where, again, Immortals make some funky TPs into the bot lane when they see the Gragas and Malphite come into the lane. Renegades gets a kill. However, again, where do they invest that gold? We've got 3 early kills onto RF Legendary, and what happens? He buys 2 Spectres cows.
Yeah, I mean, this game was really kind of, even though he had the kills, it was kind of a mess for RF as far as just like, he just seemed really nervous and everything, you know, not pushing it in top lane kind of threw away a lot of the advantage. Then he picks up first blood gold, and, you know, he doesn't decide to go for an aggressive build. You talked maybe he should have gone Abyssal or something like that, but, you know, I think once he went to Cowl, you know, he ends up getting a second Cowl, so his first completed item is actually at 23 minutes when you're a 302 kill Malphite. You know, he wasn't able to do really anything with the lead, and that delayed his CDR so much. He couldn't get an Iceborne Gauntlet, so he had no CDR, no mana, and it's just like everything just kind of went tragic off of the build and the macro decisions. Yeah,
Renegade's their own worst enemy here because they had a composition and they caught Immortals sleeping. We talk about trap games, like they have Immortals has Liquid coming up tomorrow. They're probably thinking about this game, and they see a team on a 9-game losing streak, and even though they previously said they're going to go into every game 100%, they clearly were a little bit lackadaisical in this game, and Renegades had ample opportunities to win, but they weren't able to do so. It's actually a bad sign for Immortals that they couldn't maintain their consistency, but hopefully they bounce back, and they were not punished with a loss.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stretch to say that neither team was operating at 100% today, and Immortals are very lucky to come away with their win, the one that they did, because this could have been their first loss. Immortals, well, they've kept their hold on first, but the battle continues to be the next best team. Now stick around to see if Cloud9 can defeat TSM and earn themselves a share of second place. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Right-hand side of us, second row from the top. They have an Alex love sign. Alex. That one gonna be easy. Notice me, Senpai.
That's going to be the Equinox down as well. Adrian doing everything he can, but he's watching his team go down. Renegades just a few steps ahead on each play.
We can go back. Go! Go! Nice! There we go. Keep it up. Good job.
Too far away from the rest of the team. Hakuo very close to going down, looking for the laser, and just a sliver of health.
Nice, okay. Second lane's dead. We can stay there. Gragas Malphite. I'm going Malphite. Okay, nice.
It's going to be right onto the middle of... Oh, my word! You read my mind, Toby. And Immortals take down Renegades.